Motorboat? You play the motorboat? You motorboating son of a bitch, you old sailor, you.
Following program contains language and subject matter that you may consider unsuitable for children. Parental discretion is advised.
I'm going to pass the reins to Mr. Jackal, the new king of radio.
I think Jackals Latino, I'm not sure, but he'll give it to you good.
The Jackal.
All right, everybody. Welcome back to Inside the Jackals Crazy Head right here live on PSN Radio, SoFlo Radio, and of course live all over the world across the internet. Once again, my website is angelespino.com. Make sure you go there, bookmark it, and also check out patreon.com/Angel Espino. Become a Patreon supporter, man, that'll really help out. So go ahead and become an angel investor. And right now, we're going to talk to our guest for the next hour, the one and only, my favorite redhead with the wrong chromosome. Like I said, I like normally redheads with a different chromosome, but he's cool. I love this dude, my good buddy Gary Leggiere, the man from the Faces of Mars himself. How you doing, my friend? Welcome back inside the Jackal's Head.
Hey, what's up, Angel? Or should I call you Ming? You look like Ming.
Aha! You like that, huh? You like
Yeah,
that
Ming the
beard?
Yeah, man, that's cool. Chinese Cuban there, man. You fit the part, man. If they ever make Flash Gordon again, you should go for it, brother. Ming.
You know, I was talking to a neighbor of mine a couple of days ago, and he goes, "Your beard is getting crazy, bro." And I'm like, "You like that?" And he's like, "You know what you should do?" And I'm like, "Oh boy, here we go." And he goes, "Shave the sides and shave the center, and let the little, like, just a little strip go." And I'm like, "Yeah, Fu Manchu, right? Because I'm part Chinese, you racist bastard." And he goes,
like
"Yeah, man.
Japanese.
Yeah," he goes, "Just let the Fu Manchu grow, man. Just let." And I'm like, this doesn't actually sound like that bad of an idea for like Halloween or some shit, So I'm contemplating it, but then that means I have to start the growth all over again, and I'm digging it. What do you think?
Well, I think, like I told you, I think a week or two ago, you gotta. What's the language barrier on this show?
You can say anything across the border.
All right, cool. Because you know me,
English, Spanish, German, whatever.
You know what I mean. Like if I say "fuck," holy fuck. Yeah,
Hey,
no, but I
you
told you.
only get three. You only get 3 fucks per hour. You don't get a fourth. The fourth one's going to cost you $100.
So your beard, like I said, the Photoshop, you could do different designs. Like take a picture that you had before of your chin area, and cover up, where the hairs or where the people are suggesting that it be shaved. You could contemplate and get a good design from that, and therefore you don't have to chop any hair off. But if you make a decision on one of your Photoshop props, you got to stick to that prop, obviously.
Obviously, yeah. I don't know. I don't know if I could do that. That takes a lot of effort on my part and a lot of commitment.
I'll help you. That'll be fun. I got.
It takes a lot of commitment, like that red hair on your head. What committed you to dye your hair red? Because we know you're not a natural redhead.
No, it's not a normal red, and no, I'm not a trans-testicle, anyone. Totally trans-testicle phobic. I don't give a. I'll use that word later. I'm sure.
You have what I have, which is a 1 penis per fantasy rule, and my penis is the star of the show. Everything else is vagina city.
I'm not interested in no vaginuses, no rainbow bugs. But I'll tell you what, man, it's red. Why? Because it symbolizes 2 things. One, the blood of the patriots upon all our heads right now, and most people don't get it. 2, I'm the son of Mars. 3, I hate gray. So, and imagine my persona, you know what I'm saying? But it's not all red. It's red and black. I got black in the back and on half the sides and the rest of the back. So my hair's going back again. Why not? I was born with hair. I'm Viking blood also. So it's symbolism. The symbol it matches as also a Viking as well as it should. The blood of the patriots upon all our heads as well as the blood of all humanity facing well, I'm sure the issues we're going to get into tonight, which you were basically touching base on regarding these commie traders and shit and their agendas and plans for us. But it's so true, though. The blood of the patriots upon all our heads. And most people are just waving their flags, riding their boats, and, say they're locking and load until they come up to their door, really, till they're up to the door. That's
What I love is these compadres, let's just call it, or comrades on the left, with their sanctuary cities, that were like so like gung ho about, oh yeah, we illegal immigration nonsense. It's all, people just trying to seek a better place. So they flood our country, and then as soon as the illegals get to their sanctuary cities and flood their areas, now they're taking our jobs, they're raping our women, they're doing us dirty. What's going on? And then we're all like sitting back, it's like, we warned you, we told you this is gonna happen. It's not our fault you didn't listen. In fact, this is really funny because as a joke for a long time, they always use the redneck, they're taking our jobs. Yeah, they're taking our jobs. Now you hear the black folks in black cities saying like, yeah, they're taking our jobs too, man. Like now everybody's feeling it, right? Like Latinos here are feeling it now. We're like, le están quitando su trabajo, güey. And we're like, wait a second, they're Latinos coming in. And then you're here like, sí, pero son ilegales. Why? Because Latinos have been here legally and paid the way to actually come here, like myself, the right way, and we're citizens. We did it the correct way. We didn't just barge ourselves in. Hey, like Christopher Columbus still, could do that shit, right? We didn't just come and say we're America now. No, we went into the proper channels. We did our thing. I'm an American citizen since like early '90s, and my mom, God bless her soul, she rest in peace. She sacrificed her youth and nearly her life to get us here, and because of her, and what she went through, and what I am now, do you think that I'm gonna just sit here and be like, yeah, let all the illegals come in, all the rapists, the drug dealers, all these bad actors? Because look, I came from Cuba. I'm not an idiot here. I know what Castro did. Besides letting good people in, yeah, he flooded America with drug dealers,
all right.
convicts, crazy people. This happened. They
Just
were on boats. There were several boats. There wasn't one boat. There were a bunch of boats in the Mario boat lift, right? They actually had them sectioned off. There was a section for the normal citizens that were in the lottery, and I'm sure you don't know about this part there, Gary. There was a special lottery in Cuba when I was a kid in 1979. If you were on that lottery, you were able to go on that. There were like two boats. They were for normal citizens. Cuba just wanted to leave. They were crazy. They were never in a mental hospital. They were never in prison. They just wanted to get out. They were communists. And Castro said, go. You have to enter the slaughter. You got to be a part of the process. My mom did it. It worked. We got ourselves in the proper way, documented and everything. Now, approved by two presidents, Jimmy Carter, Ronald Reagan, legally, right?
Yeah.
But here's the kicker. There were also several boats that housed inmates and people from asylums, crazy people.
And dissidents and criminals and
Yeah, basically that's the same thing. 80% of the people that came in from Cuba were crazy or insane or from jails, okay? And then the rest were the citizens like myself, my mother, who were not. I was a baby, I was like 3. Okay, so I was very little. Now, think about that. That was a very small group of Cubans that are Cuban Americans and whoever became crazy. Which, by the way, that's why they made the movie Scarface with Tony Montana, because he was a fictional character. That shit really started happening in Miami with the crazy Cubans that came here and became drug dealers. Now, the reason I bring that up, That was a small sample. What's been going on since 2020 and 2021, that they flooded the borders, is 120% worse, maybe 1,000% worse. We're talking about 20 million illegals, Gary. Last I checked, 350,000 of them are from mental institutions, and they're from jails, and they're all what? They're all males that look like they're army ready, fighting
Military
ready.
and military age men, and that's the
Yeah.
problem, because that agenda was going all on and planned even when we were kids, even just after when you came. They had the agenda set in mind for this time frame to sanctuary cities. No, that's the playing of gullibility, and that they're really being constitutional, opening their arms to the world. No, they're bringing in the world's trash and then bringing in the rest of the world to depopulate us, to replace us. Remember, they tried the depopulation thing with the commie shots, but look how many millions are coming in that didn't have to be checked. No commie shots, no nothing. But we were being forced. They thought we were going to abide by that. They send them off to certain cities and designated zones around America to set up the many agendas it fulfills, not just one, to not just decimate financial economy of the system. It's an attack on it. And also the population, and stress the population out, upload the crime big time, the rapes, the murders. We're seeing that, the illegal gangs coming in and setting up shop, being used also for that destabilizations of society, because they have a plan to shut down the power, to do, well, you know the deal. They want to depopulate us. They need 95% of the world's population, almost 8 billion, gone by 2030. Yeah. Deagle.com, all right, the statistics for 2025, well, they needed 5 billion gone. So that's in a few months away. But everything's going as screwed. But yet we have all these people of illegals coming in. Now, mind you, you mentioned the military age men. We got Islamists, third world shit-eating, bug-eating, whatever you want to call them. All right, all these countries that have never known the grasp of freedom.
A lot of Chinese nationals directly tied into the CCP.
I was just going to say that. I was bringing that up next, because China was in on this plan long ago. When everyone for decades ago was going over for China, licking their ass, giving them the means to build up a commie nation to where it will be the forerunner of this new world order that they had in plan. The commie Chinese ain't going along with it, so to speak, because things aren't working out their way, but it's working out their way to take what they could get. They still have their agenda. They now have a population agenda. As the world's nations depopulate, they want theirs to increase. Now you could have up to 3 kids instead of 1. Remember, they were taking out the babies out of women, smashing them down.
Yeah.
Girls. No, this is disgusting. But this was an agenda and a plan. Now, never mind all the millions of illegals, the nuts, and everything else. One thing before I go to the commie Chinese. Remember, everybody, they're being paid, all of them, cell phones, cards, thousands of dollars, let alone for food stamps. Okay, or well, they have a different term for it now. Whatever, for the food card, it's the same. You know what I mean?
Well, now it's EBT cards.
Right, EBT cards, thousands of dollars on that. Now, they're not giving it to us because those are our replacements for their democracy. Remember how they keep coming out and Joe Biden is Nazi-esque style with the fake Marines behind them. If they were real Marines, they're traitors. Because anyway, he was standing there declaring that Trump supporters are an enemy of the state. They tried to kill us. Now, this goes into a lot of zones. Just bear with me. Now, they're entrenched. They're infiltrated. They're all over. They already took over the judicial system before this shit went open. Their masks are off now, or nearly completely. They don't give a shit anymore. They're outright, look what they're doing to Trump. We could get into that later. But the thing is, they're all infiltrated in all sorts of positions of power by global monies, even controlling the music industry, the political industry, Hollywood industry. A lot of it leads back to the Chinese. But
let me stop you right. Let me stop you right there real quick.
I don't favor. I love the Chinese people. And a lot of them may worship their government because that's what they want, but the majority don't. Living under the boot and the sickle, which they want to do to us.
They have no choice.
Right. Now, so of course, I have a prejudice and a fever against the commie, what I was going to say. But I'll just say this, you get the picture. Now, without all those illegals aside, all over the country now, being bussed around here and there, destabilizing things, eating the cats, eating the dogs, no shit. Shit. But we have more. Now, regarding the commie Chinese, more than 10 divisions of military-age Chinese in this country now. 10 divisions, let alone what they already have infiltrated and what they've been able to buy out in Hollywood and also the universities, Maoist commie shit in our country. This has been established from when even, you mentioned, what's his name? Not Reagan, the guy before, Carter. Let's build up China. Let's do all this working.
Oh yeah, they've been on the side of China for a long time, and I wanted to tell you before. Kamala Harris is on video, and I don't have the clip, but I have it. It's on the computer. You could hear her on a interview or presser that she did, and she literally says the agenda that the liberals have is part of it is to depopulate the country. Population control. She literally said it.
Yeah,
it's on video. This is not a fake clip. This is frightening. Yeah,
and they're bringing their replacements in for their democracy, and they keep saying it for decades too. Our democracy. That's because they're leading us to a time they thought everyone would be brainwashed, and you got a lot that are. We're a fucking constitutional republic. Not a democracy. There's a difference. We have democratic type values. We're blended in to a constitution, which makes us a constitutional republic, which you do not get in democracy. The common chinks are a fucking democracy. Venezuela is a democracy. Syria. Socialist
democracy. Yeah.
Right. But that's what it all is anyway. That's what it all is. So we're not beating around the bush. Many people are waking up. So, Angel, when we were kids growing up, we had it good then compared to the 90s, 2000. We seen, oh man, these kids have it like shit. Well, at least we grew up when we do it. That was being planned and initialized then to bring us to where we're at now.
Yeah.
It's upon all our heads. We're going to have to fight. It's not going to be one man. There's going to be blood spilled. And it's not up to one man. He needs we the people behind him to make sure that we're doing it. Because remember, we got the enemy within on our streets now. Everyone thinks, if the enemy attacks, you're still going to go to fucking Walmart, get your food. You think you're going to go to your job, get a paycheck. You think life is going to be normal. You think you're going to just sit behind your doors with your weapons and thinking, all right, come get me? No.
Gary, you know what this reminds me of?
Are going to be coming up and down our streets. You know what they're doing. They're taking over already apartment complexes, towns.
Oh, yeah,
no zones. This and that. What? No go zones? They even wanted a fucking free speech zone. Give me
Remember the movie Red Dawn?
Sorry, Angel.
No, that's cool. Remember the movie Red Dawn?
That is a baby in diapers compared to what we're going to be facing here. And we let them in. They're here.
Yeah. What's happened here is a Trojan horse. And, movies like that at least gives you an idea of what could happen. But just imagine, they don't need to drop in from the skies. They're already inside.
Yeah, they flew them in from the skies. And the Chinese are also with them, working with the UN, working with UNICEF at the Darien
Yep.
Gap, building huge camps. They got huge processing centers. Now, here's the thing: they're all coming in here getting money. They're already coming in here with cards and phones to begin with, and then they're giving more money. Right? Guess what? They're not refugees. They're paid enemy combatants. And the thing is that those fools, maybe a handful, yeah, want a better life, but no, it's part of an attack plan to destroy a nation. Just what's going on in the other nations now with these shithole Islamists running around destroying the Europe. And they're getting fed up with it because they're seeing what they're doing over there. And they're going to do the same thing here. Wipe us out, become the new population. China's going to be the dominant world power. At least that's what they were supposed to be. With this new world order, communal-Nazi, satanic, kid-fucker, new world orders, satanic new world. This is sick. You got the Nazis mingling with the faggots. You got the faggots mingling with the Islamists. You got everyone commingling with the commie Chinese. Wow, now all of a sudden they love each other. They work together. Hitler.
The Russians and the Chinese, when you were a kid, did you ever expect to hear that the Russians and the Chinese were going to be working together?
Can you blame them? But mind you this. First opportunity China has to advantage over Russia, they would take it. They will.
Of course. Yeah. This is like Star Wars, where the Sith Lords, there's always two, right? And they try to take over, but then at the end they backstab each other because there could only be one at the end. It's like Highlander at the end of the day. There could only be one.
That position. We put them in that position deliberately to have the look. America falls, Trump's right, the world falls. America falls, the blood of the patriots upon all our heads. This is not a joke, it's not a game, because they're already killing people, they're raping people. What do you think is going to happen when they initiate their tactics, start shutting down the infrastructure, start going around like they did in Iraq, ISIS, which it's our guys anyway, and mixed with these nuts from all over the world. It's their same armies, Hezbollah, Hamas. It's all their creation anyway, right?
Yeah.
What they do in Iraq, scared the shit out of the public, overtook the public, gunning all the cars down, people on the roads, people going to the stores, the raping, the murder. That's what they're going to do here. There's no more going to your job. Like, oh, no, it's not going to affect you. I'll just watch it on the news. Or I'll just block it out. It's not really happening. Bullshit. No, they want their free shit. Your shit.
Oh, and here's the thing. It's not just the free shit, Gary.
Your women, your children.
It's not just that. We've heard on the news for several weeks now about they're eating the dogs and the cats in Ohio and all that stuff, right? But they've actually gone to businesses in Ohio that are employing the Haitians and other migrants, and the bosses, the owners are like, yeah, we love them because it's cheaper labor. So while the citizens in that area are, literally without work, they can't pay their bills, they're being kicked out of their apartments, their homes, they're losing their houses. All these illegals are taking over the jobs. So yeah, now you're feeling it, right, Ohio? And people like to laugh. Oh, Trump, how could he say they're eating the animals? Guess what they do in Haiti? They not only eat animals, pets, cats, dogs, pigs, everything. They eat dirt cookies. Hold on, they eat dirt cookies. Look it up. There's a thing called dirt cookies, and this is what it's made of, Gary. Check this out.
Oh shit!
No. Check this out. They get sacks of dirt. Okay, normally I've seen the documentary on this. Normally, it's sold very cheap to the locals to make it, and they bring them in bags. Instead of bringing like flour or something that's more expensive, they go to areas that are bombed already from like wars and all that stuff. So they get the dirt from the street. They put them in sacks. They take it to the locals. They sell it to them at a very cheap price with oil, like cooking oil, and they literally like make a dough out of it. Okay, I'm not shitting you. The oil makes the dirt very soft, and they put them on the floor. and the sun cooks it for hours. While they're walking around with a dirty ass feet, they don't care. They're eating dirt, and the children are digesting that. The children of Haiti have been eating that. Now this is where it gets really sad. The Clinton Foundation was supposed to go to Haiti to give millions of dollars to have this not happen anymore. They knew about this. They were supposed to go there to clean up Haiti, and they cleaned up in Haiti all right. All the money, the hundreds of millions of dollars, they pocketed that shit. Haitians got nothing. That's a Democrat party. That's the process they brought there. The Haitian problem is caused by the Clintons for failing to do what they said they were going to do to help those people out. And now the migration's gone bad because of Joe Biden and the open border, and now they're just flooding them in here. But what are they doing? It's not, I feel bad for these people because a lot of them are going through bad shit. But, when you set up foundations and you're multi-billionaires, help. That's what you need to do. Like, I love that Elon Musk bought X, right? And he bought Twitter to attack. That's great. But Elon, why don't you give $1 billion to Haiti and help, fix Haiti and help the people there also? And how about you give $1 billion to another third world country and actually make sure the people get it and make, use your money. He has hundreds of billions of dollars. He spent $44 billion on Twitter because he wanted to see what was really going on. God bless him. We now know a lot of truth and what's happening. But all these billionaires like Jeff Bezos from Amazon and the Walmart people, all these people that are billions and billions, Bill Gates, instead of trying to sell us your Microsoft penis and all your BS Windows upgrades, why don't you get $1 billion of all the billions you have and invest in helping one of these countries so they don't all want to come here? Because that's not the agenda. The agenda is to turn this country to a piece of shit, money-making machine, and this is the thing. And the war is part of the money-making machine. It's called the industrial war machine. But here's the thing. It's not just that. It's global dominance, global powers, the cabal. And the thing is, we've never left slavery. Slavery just took a new alias, and they continue to evolve it. Right. So this is what it is. Aliases have changed, but slavery is the same. They just changed the mindset so people think, oh yeah, go home. My kids are mine. My home is mine. Bullshit. Everything is rented. You don't own your home. The government can come in and take whatever they want. So what do you really own? Your mortgage will go up at whatever time. So what do you really own? They can take away your kids. So your kids, even really your kids, they can come and strip you of everything. So look what's happening to Trump, right? They wanted to get $400 million from him for doing nothing.
Well, yeah, $500 million.
For doing nothing.
Yep.
People are actually raping, killing, and murdering people, and get out of here. Don't worry about it.
What we're dealing with is an entrenched criminal syndicate that is showing their true face now. They're fighting for their lives, for the dominance of the world and how they planned on wanting to go. These people being used, again, a small fraction wanted life in America, the things that they have heard of and, may want to, experience, as well as all the rest. They're being used as fodder too because the boot is going to be down on their necks as well for their democracy. They're using them to get after and to destroy we the people. Because they want a civil war, they want a race war, they want economic disasters, they want so much chaos because they got to take away the Constitution, they got to decimate the public because the order that they have for a global nation, all right, think of that, is so scriptural-esque, such Antichrist-like. And then when he shows up, those people are going to be like, hey, man, you gotta kiss our ass. He's going to be like, no, you just set up my shit for me, bugs. And we can make our fate. We can decide the future. If Scripture's going to come true, it's going to come true. But remember this, everyone. We don't have to play into it to enact. That's why prophecy's there, to be told first and to make a difference. Kingdom's going to come. Kingdom's going to come.
I was
regardless of
gonna just say one thing, Gary. We got to be careful because when you read the Bible or you read the end times or Genesis, when you read any of these scriptures, a lot of people are not just reading
not
it and taking it in. Some people want to manifest the end times, and even it might not happen in a natural term. They're trying to make it happen, and they're
right.
trying to rush the
They're
process.
thinking that they can outbeat God and maybe not want
Right.
to come here or whatever excuses they would be, and to play it out to deceive the people. That's why many are going to take that mark, because they're going to be deceived. I ain't, my head will roll, the blood of the patriots upon all the heads. And when I say patriots, it's not just an American thing anymore. It's a patriots of the world that want life, that want prosperity. And when we take this country back, I'm going to raise my voice. I don't care what anyone says. I'm going to, because I got a couple agendas, and we'll go there soon in regards to Mars and Elon Musk. Everything's paving up for the future, the fate that we must make, right? But what I'm
Well,
saying,
I was gonna segue into that because you have that beautiful face in the background there from the Mars surveyor from the '70s, and that's something I definitely want to talk on because everything I've said this before, Gary, on this show, and people could fact check me. Everything is connected.
yeah,
Space, politics, everything that you're seeing. If remember, folks, out of the last 20 years, 16 out of the last 12 years, let's just say, the left has been in power, right? And from Bill Clinton to Obama to everybody, they've all speculated what's in Mars, what's in space, right? They know, but they ain't gonna tell us. They're the gatekeepers of the big conspiracies, the big lies, right? What did they do when Trump made Space Force? They mocked them. But why did he do it?
wow, Space Force. Wow, that stupid Raggedy Ann looking bitch. Wow, Space Force. I was like, wow, she's mocking this.
Yeah.
Has
And
no
that
idea.
is a very important new branch to the government because that's not just protecting us from comets and shit. That's protecting us from maybe other worldly beings coming down here and shit and trying to
Definitely,
start shit.
definitely is. Definitely is. And that's the thing, again, once we take this country back, we make our fate, secure it, and I say seal our borders. Before we start bringing in new ones, we got to take out the trash and restabilize America, make it an industrial, constitutional way of life, not just for citizens again, but then to bring in people to legally come in and do it needs to be done. We have to clean up America. We have to fix it. And then once we do, then we go after around all the earth for all the other isms. We wipe it out. But because why? Because the patriots, the blood of the patriots, will offer them so that they can have a constitution like ours, but not ours with our sovereign flag. There'll be sovereign nations, sovereign people under themselves if they want the choice, but they're not going to choose communism or we'll destroy them.
My problem, my problem with the reality of what's going on, and this is the scariest part, is remember this part, Gary. The who controls the narrative and that controls the public opinion controls the world. And unfortunately, the left is all over the media. The media is the fourth branch of the government.
The enemy is
They
what you're saying.
and the media is completely sold to the left. They're sold to the radical Islam. They're sold to the radical
They're so
Nazis. They're
the power.
sold to the Chinese, the superpower, the globalists. And look, I have a lot of Muslim friends. So there's nothing against Islam, the religion. Okay,
I'm
the
against
number
radical.
one the number one prophet quoted in the Quran is Jesus. So for all my Jesus friends, that's a fact. Now,
Yeah.
or he's one of the top two. Okay. Now, with that said, I'm not a Muslim, but I have Muslim friends, and I know a lot of them are beautiful people. But I'm not talking about the regular good Muslims. I'm talking about the radicalized that will bomb ourselves
And
for
there's a
jihad
lot of
Muslims.
There's a
And
lot.
unfortunately, and those are crazy people. And there's crazy people in the LGBTQ LMNOP community. There's a lot of crazy black people, a lot of crazy white people, a lot of crazy Latinos. Crazy is crazy, and then crazy is everywhere.
But
And
they
unfortunately, a lot of these crazies are following the agendas by Marxists. They've read Karl Marx's manifesto, which is the same one that BLM, the heads that created BLM are under, the same one that Hitler used to create Nazi Germany, the same views that Russia, when they became the USSR, used to become the USSR, the communist Russians. Remember, when we beat the Germans and the Nazis, who was there fighting already? The Russians for freedom. And now all of a sudden they got taken over. Why did that happen? The
well,
scientists.
we won the war. We didn't beat the Nazis. They're working
No,
with
no, no.
in Ukraine. They're part of our.
This is what I'm getting at. Once that war ended, what did we do? We took over. We took their scientists, a lot of the soldiers, integrated them both in America and into Russia, and then Russia became communist right away. And now we're facing it here in our land in America. We're being taken over from the inside. It started after World War II, and it's continued ever since. And yes, I even say that Werner von Braun and the space program was built on Nazi German technology. I believe, and I've said it before, not only that, I think that Roswell happened, and part of the ship, because I think there was two ships from my research that crashed. One was a radar with real aliens, and the other one was one so we back engineered, and it was because of radar technology we took these things down at Roswell. And oopsie, that happens when you test flying new things that you've never flown before. You have crashes, right? And you understand the technologies. And I think Werner von Braun, Tesla dying, the it all happened as a domino effect, right?
Even
And now, oh, of course, he had Werner von Braun on the Disney Channel, propping him up like he's a good guy, a hero. Mind you, he burned Jews. He killed Jewish people, and he was part of the Nazi movement. They all enjoyed this shit. Joseph Mengele, they all enjoyed this shit.
Now they'll kill the whole rest of the world. And it's funny you brought that up because I had Dr. John Brandenburg, my friend there, our friend, he was on the show a few weeks ago, The Martian Revelation, and he brought out these interesting disclosures. It wasn't the radar that brings them down, the electromagnetism. Electromagnetism, because they're integrated with their crafts. They have a lot of electronics. Electromagnetism.
Well, see, he's half right. There is a truth to that, but what happened was this is what connected. This is why two ships went down. The radar and there was electromagnetism. Once you got to remember, we're talking about a ship that was flying from Earth, which is our test flight. And check this out. This is what happened. A ship that was flying from Earth was our Tesla flown, and then another one that was just flying by through interdimensional space through the radar that actually was the cause and effect. They brought him into like a destination point where the electromagnetic issues that he's talking about was the one that caused them to connect and crash, what caused it to crash.
From radar.
Things.
Here's what he told me. Check this out. It's a story here. So let me get it all out.
Well, this is from 2 decades of research. So that he's half right though on electromagnetism. That also played a part.
This is new research to which he was. Let's put it this way. He's permissed to go ahead and tell us about. He just wrote a book called Awakenings. Now, according to what he was told, and what the story is that. About the nuclear sites. We had several bombs. This is on one of the nights, July 4th, when there was two. They were going slow to the ground, but one above the other. And they were looking not for just radiation. They were looking for the gamma rays coming out from the ground because they knew we had several bombs. Now, he said that before this event, they had all P-62s brought back from Europe and brought out to not far from Roswell, maybe 100 miles or two, but they were told.
They were closer to the Nevada desert than Roswell.
Right. Let me. Right.
Yeah.
But let me get this before while I got it in my head because it's an interesting story. All right. So the government knew it wasn't a surprise when they were brought down. It was not a surprise. They already knew that they were scoping. They were coming around. They had captured a craft in Missouri in 1937. Same consistencies like the one at Corona. One of those crafts with the gaping hole in bodies. I thought it was the same event, but it wasn't. They knew in 37 and they made the people shut up. One of them was a priest. But beside that story, I just want to throw that in because what happened at Roswell was not an unexpected event, not to the military. They had ordered all P-62s to come back. These were small planes, bi-wing planes in the back, like catamaran, it had 420 millimeter guns on it, 50 cals. And on their front nose was radar. Now these guys, they fly at night. They don't go out in the sun because these guys are exceptional pilots and they're hard trained. They're well. What's that word? They're hard. They witnessed and conducted aerial battle.
Right.
And
they're battle tested.
Right battle. Thank you. So the front nose of the craft has this radar system, and as these crafts were going around, there was lightning. The electromagnetics can fuck with the crafts, and but it was not the factor that brought him down. I was like, really? And he's like, no. Here's the interesting thing. So they wear these little glasses, little red glasses, to help them to even train them to see better at night. They locked onto the craft that was moving slow. One's near the ground, one's higher because they're trying to detect the gamma rays and all that shit, and the other one for a higher purpose of radiation as well as gamma, and obviously to look out for his buddy, probably, in my opinion.
Right.
So, but they weren't going super fast, and because
No.
And because the electromagnets of the storm that night, it wasn't lightning that brought them down because even off ships and airplanes, it rolls right off them. But electromagnetic waves is another thing. But that wasn't a factor because the P-62s locked. They locked the radar, then they shut it off. Now, the electromagnetism of the lightning might have helped make a blind spot of the P-62s that locked onto them, shut it off. Now they're coming in for the kill. They open up with their 420 millimeter guns and their 50 cals. It turns out, Dr. J says while laughing, turns out they're not bulletproof.
Yeah, no, they're not. Yeah.
That's the gaping holes. One of them blew up. One of them completely blew up above Brazel's
But
Ranch.
one of them, I know for a fact, one of them was ours. Because it was actually what we will call now a drone. It wasn't a manned. It was not flown by men, but we had already taken and back engineered this one craft, and it was not exactly saucer shaped. It was more boomerang shaped, and that's one of the ones that was up there as one of the more advanced secret aircrafts. And this is one of the two that crashed. I know for a fact there was two ships that went down. One ours, one's theirs. That I know for a fact.
I don't know, but all I know is that two of the crafts went down. According to
well, you're saying that also the two crafts went down. They were saying the same thing.
Remember who he is? He's part of the three government agencies:
right.
Nuclear physicist, rocket scientist, plasma physicist, also anti-gravity, as well as what's that? Damn, it's right on the tip of my tongue. Rocket. Propulsion.
Yeah.
And he works for Clementine.
Oh wow!
Now,
yeah.
So I mean, when he's telling me this, I'm not going to discount it, and it's new.
Oh, no.
And he released it on my show, and that takes a new spin.
It's not new to me. I've been saying the same thing for 20 years. The thing is, you got to remember, you don't listen to my show a whole lot. That's for one. You should, because you understand where I'm coming from. But two. A lot of this has become now more public knowledge over the last 5-10 years because there's the internet getting more powerful, so people are speaking the truths. right? We the people are becoming the realtors of the facts, and we're at a point now where the Pentagon came out and said, yeah, UAPs, UFOs, they're real, and most Americans are like, yeah, we kind of knew that shit already. Now tell us more. Like, stop just beating around the bush. Like, tell us what you actually know there, guys.
It's time to show us. We're at that point now where we must be told, based on Brookings. We're at that point now where we must be told. No more acclamations, no more half-truths, stories mixed with bullshit. They've been acclimating us since the 50s to all the flying saucer movies, all that stuff about aliens. And even the fact that these craft, he told us of which he was told that, they were alien grays. They made a deal with our government and the president at that time. Was it Eisenhower or who's the other one? MacArthur? But either way, they broke their agreements. That's when Independence Day came out with aliens or the movie Alien. The movie Alien. They want to eat human. They're the enemy instead of through the 50s up until then. It was always movies like, oh, they want to help Earth or they're here to save Earth. No, these guys want to eat us. They want to kill us. And therefore they.
I'm sure there's both. I'm sure there are some that are good like E.T. Phone home. And I'm sure there's those that want to munch on human. Hey, to serve humans, right? Remember that little skit? Remember that? To serve a human. To serve men.
Yeah, it was a cookbook.
Yeah. It was a brilliant cookbook, and we didn't catch on because they were gullible like that. And speaking of which, I love the hate the left gives, like Elon Musk was giving them everything they wanted from electric cars, rockets that go to space and back. He's sharing, the space program with the common people who want to go up in space. He saved NASA from not being able to rescue their own astronauts. People that hate him so much, he wants to put people on Mars in the next decade, and he's doing everything to get there. And I'm looking at that face in the background there, and I'm wondering, why is it that Obama shut down the NASA program and set literally NASA back 20 years, where now they don't even know how to get to the moon, and Elon Musk is like, I could do that in 2026. Are you kidding me?
Their agenda is to make China. How did China do what they did in a decade or two, less than 2 decades, going to the moon, cislunar orbit, going to the moon, going to Mars successfully with an orbiter, a lander, and they're going to try to do the sample return themselves. Again, it's the Sand Kings, everybody. What could go wrong? But I'll tell you this much. And even today, their agenda and Obama's, and Trump was right. He did save NASA. He saved the national prestige. But NASA, as an organization,
garbage.
You're done. You guys were all controlled and paid for by those who brought you the way you did, milk us, bilk us, use us, and set us up for the commie chinks. I'm sorry. But, I'm not sorry. Because, look, here's an Angel, you heard me say this many times on my show. As existential threat that immediately needs to be dealt with here on Earth, let alone our country, it is much more an existential threat looking up and what we must secure above our heads. That's why President Trump brought in the Space Force. And he said it when he signed it. Remember, he said, hey, if you people don't want me to sign this, you're going to be really unhappy if I don't sign this. And, he was being for real, and you could hear the things he was saying. Because, not only are we doing this, for obviously today's technological age, low Earth orbit is a must, and how society is, that's how our world's run, and to protect that, our infrastructure regards to that, as well as allies and stuff, but basically worldwide, from the threats that may come on this earth to affect us or allies, basically each other. But it's because it's not just for that, but for the threats, to protect us from the threats coming from deep space. Now people say, oh, asteroids, No.
I mean, that might be a small portion of it, but yeah.
Understandable, But that's not it. It's a bigger
No.
picture. And when you consider the things like Angel and I were just talking about, uh, of what is here, what's already known, what's going on, this plan unfolding upon our earth, like you said, someone's trying to make it. It's not just man and world governments. No, there's an outside intelligence here. A hand and foot. Is it the scriptural devil, or are they trying to make them out look? They may as well be. I mean, you know what I'm saying? There's something of a higher than human intelligence guiding this down through time, and we must make our fate. That's all I know. That's much I'm convinced. And once we do that, the vision that Elon Musk has, it's not a coincidence. And it's not a coincidence he's in this country. And NASA, again, bye. Elon Musk, SpaceX will be the visionary and our new national space program, public space program where jobs. Hey, he needs 1,000 big effing rockets. That was his original name. Big effing rockets, right?
Yeah.
1,000 of them to make like what? Remember, you brought up. We talked about Disney and Von Braun earlier. That video they made showed the giant ships, roundabout going to Mars, like 6 of them. Well, Elon Musk took that to the next level. 1,000, 1,000 big effing rockets going on one big ring. You can do 500. You can make several size rings, but his vision, a big ring as part of the main bulk of the ship, in a circle with big effing rockets going all the way around it, and you could have things put on there, like Von Braun was showing with the ion propulsion, which we use today anyway. But with nuclear, you could. There's so many things. How many jobs is going to be created, not just for low Earth orbit? We must make docking stations in low Earth orbit. They're going to need janitors. You're going to need restaurants. You're going to need commerce. You're going to have coming to and fro.
Oh, yeah.
Growing your own food in space. Now, this taking back America and bring it to where it needs to go. I think you heard Trump yesterday, Angel. I think it was yesterday or his last rally, and he said this: Elon Musk, keep making those rockets, buddy. And keep making those rockets. We're going to go to Mars. Crickets.
Yeah.
But he's continuing on, praising Musk, and saying, where it goes. He's telling us. He didn't say NASA. Keep building those big piece of shit SLSs, wasting billions and billions, steering us on a turtleneck snail pace speed policy agenda into the desolate time of death. He said, Elon Musk, keep building those rockets. And look what they're doing to Elon Musk. They're making it hard for him. They don't want him to get off the ground. The same criminal syndicate is so angry at him because of the free speech thing. I want to say this, assholes. And Angel, I think you'll appreciate this. Hey, what happened to, if they own the forum, that's their rules. They can do what they want. What happened to that? But yet they want to censor him. And they want to come after him. And I'm sure target him. Because, look, the vision of where things could go, and not just will that make America great, it'll make such an industrialist. I see it in my head. This is why I'm.
Oh, it'll change the planet, dude.
It'll
seriously.
change the country. But when Trump signed that, then I'll get off my soapbox. When Trump signed that, remember, hey, if you don't want me to sign this, you're gonna be really unhappy, disappointed. I didn't sign this. Like, say he knows something he wants us to know, and the only way to know is to go with the flow. And this is where it's going. It's going to build those big effing rockets, and we're going to go to Mars and even beyond. And the vision that takes, he said, now, not just to protect us from the obvious threats from Earth for infrastructure of the world, but the threats coming from deep space. And then he goes, there was a silence for like 5-10 seconds, and he goes, to protect ultimately the homeland. And then there was another pause of 5 seconds. The homeland. Think about that. He said, and right now in this phase, or basically not that exact words, but that understanding that Yes, to protect America, our homeland. But the homeland is going to take on an entirely new meaning.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah.
The blood of the patriots are upon all our heads. I'm the Mars Reveler, the Mad Martian, and I'm here as a destiny. My footsteps are not my own, to which I gotta have faith and believe I'm told. But I have to just, okay, we'll see. I will just, if it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen. Just like a scientist, we'll test that theory down through time. But when I get there, that's when my life begins. And they titled me that for a reason. And it's Mars plays such a big picture in this that, remember, all these international agencies are going. They know. They don't want us to know. But those who are doing and working in cahoots, whatever off-world intelligence, this evil fucker and this evil plan, scriptural copier or fulfillment, or, I mean, there's many different ways. We have to get our heads out of our ass to see through it, not be deceived. Christ is real. He'll lead us all to him. We don't have to jump in the fire till kingdom come. So why not make our fate go with the next best thing? Hell with cars and all this other shit we think we know in our normal lives. We are going to reshape not just this country, but Angel, you said it yourself, the world. Such a new industrialization age, unheard of, undreamt of, 1,000 times bigger than the industrialization age of World War II, which made us the great nation we are. Think about what we could do, all the jobs it will create, on ground, in the air, low Earth orbit, beyond. You're expanding humanity into the heavens.
Yep. Yep.
Period. That's why he wants to set up a colony on Mars. He just doesn't want to go to Mars. He wants to set up a civilization on Mars. There's a difference. But, lo and behold, that my friend behind me here, are they going to agree? Or are they out of the picture? I don't know. Are you afraid? No. Maybe some of you are.
I think and Gary, I think the reason why the left is so hard on Elon Musk and why they hate him so much, and why they're trying. No. And why work with me? Hold on. Why they're trying to stop him from even reaching Mars is because they already are on Mars. They just don't want us to know.
True. Things we heard.
And they gotta keep Elon out of there, because once he gets there and he sees what really is going on with the space program that we spent trillions and trillions on, with our deep black projects, once we understand and we see for ourselves that we've been lied to, that's the game changer. And that's precisely why they're jumping on down his throat, because this guy's he's given America and the world everything they wanted: electric cars, space program that's at a lower budget. He's given them Earthlink, which is going to feed internet to like third world countries that don't have access to internet. He's doing God's work, okay, and a lot of that coming from a guy who, by the way, is African American. He was born in South Africa.
And he's white.
So why are we hating on this guy? I wish he would have been born in America, because we need a person, a leader here like that.
He did not sign with the global cabal. He did not sign with them. And he has a vision too. And he has his eccentricities of ideas of what he wants to do robotically, transhumanistic, but he seems more down to earth and civil and more realistic on how that should be accomplished. It's inevitable, we know that, but we don't need Terminator Rise of the fucking machines, do we? But
no. But he also, one thing, remember, he is not somebody that you can just buy off, and he proved that with Disney. Remember when Bob Iger said, "We're pulling our ads off X, we're not working, we're not going to help him out," and he's like, you know what, Bob Iger, go fuck yourself. I don't need your money. I make my own money, baby. I print my own money.
That's why he recently put out yesterday, in fact, that Twitter and what he owns is not just a public.
It's not Twitter anymore. It's X.
This is still, he changed the name, but he owns it. But he says it's not just a social media site anymore. He says it's a crime scene
Yeah.
because of all the messages that these traitors and the government did to help to make them, to force censorship on us, to lie to us. They legalized propaganda when Obama was president. Crickets, no one cared. Now everything's propaganda. Why even called out in their lies? They're still saying it. Like they say Trump, it's Project 2025. Even Trump said, look, I haven't read it. I know it exists. I have no part of it. It's not I have nothing to do with it. No, he has Agenda 47. That's what it is. Read it, people. And, some of the things in Project 2025, which I was looking at anyway, I didn't look at much, but I was like, what the fuck's wrong with this shit? I mean, save America! But then again, I didn't read the whole...
No, but they used it as a scare tactic called Project 2025. It's propaganda. That's all it is. It's a form to brainwash the masses.
But why? What's really in it? They want us to fear it, while yet no one's tell us about it. There's a Project 2025. No matter the cover story, it's pointing us to that Project 2025, which means whatever is in that needs to be totally read. And the stuff that not sounds good for America, chuck out and focus on is what they really want to implement, and it would be them. But something tells me that again, it's just a distraction to confuse people. Agenda 47 is found on Trump's site. He lists them all. He even has videos explaining them, what each thing is of the agenda. And how can anyone disagree with that if you have a family, you believe in prosperity, you believe in education, not indoctrination, where you believe in real actors, where you believe in entertainment, where you believe in going out to eat the dinner, raising your kids, having healthy health, and no poisons, no chemtrails, look, that's why we must make our fate. And if we overcome this, that's why Elon Musk is so important. They know. If he's able and we're able to create a new infrastructure, hell with NASA, goodbye! Through the smoke of time, you won't even be remembered. Now reality will kick in and really make America great and Americans, and pave the way to build the infrastructure for the rest of the world to follow. It must. If America falls, the world falls. America must lead for the world to follow. And there'll be no isms, which brings up the point you brought up, and I'm glad you did, Angel. The same ones doing this shit on Earth are the same ones in control of these crafts and these military-industrial complexes. And any technologies, any off-world technology of which, you and I both talked and know of many, there's a lot out there that indicate that there is. Now it makes more sense why we need a Space Force. Wow, the Space Force, let's mock it. Well, yet, oh my God, they're going to go kick our ass. Because they own it. And they're out there and they think it's theirs. If my friend right here behind me has anything to say or not upon building a civilization on Mars, meaning if they're not, whether they're home or not, where's those subsurface illegals? Are they still there? Or is that the past, to which today, bro, the importance of us going there, not just for them to declare themselves as gods, all knowing, all knowledge, it's all our inheritances, whether they were ever connected to Earth, Earth's history, Earth's time scale of history of creation and whatnot, and what we see on Mars, it doesn't matter. Or if it was connected and they had a hand in us. I mean, there's many puzzle pieces and nothing's factual. Except what we'll get into soon, I hope, about Mars. But the thing is...
Well, here's the thing. Gary. Here's the thing. No matter what we're able to find out or research for ourselves, unfortunately, we don't know what's factual, even if they tell us. How do we believe? Because we weren't there to see it for ourselves. This is why I think it's so sacred of them to keep Elon Musk out of Mars, because he's open to just let you see it. Take cameras, view it for yourselves, have people go in, for themselves, civilian citizens, come
Yeah,
over.
Your Angel is a great part for you to splice in the video I wanted you to play. View for yourselves. All right, bam. Now that you viewed it, am I crazy? These are things that we are seeing, not from NASA, but from their data correctly processed. And look at the shape of that thing. That is so unlike what they want us to believe the shape is. And it looks like it even makes sense. But what is that really more scary? I think their creation, what they want us to see as the face, is the scary thing because they're lying. And we paid for it. Why are they? Why are they?
We gotta get going. It's already past the hour, but remember the website again is thefacesofmars.com. Tell us when your show is live. I want the audience to really pay attention and check out your shows. I know you have upcoming guests coming up pretty soon in the next couple weeks. We're gonna play actually on the video portion when I post this on YouTube. I'm gonna have that video you sent me, and I'm gonna put it on the video part of this. So people that are listening in, when you get the updated link on my website, it's gonna have the video. It's gonna have the video portion on it. You'll be able to see Gary and his beautiful red hair.
Hey, I have it. You know, right? They wanted to cut it off through the years for you to conform to be something to come. For what? Where did it get me? I'm free.
Maybe I'll dye my beard red. What do you think?
Heads.
Maybe I'll dye my beard red. What do you think?
You know, dude. Well, not completely. I again, Ming, man. You could get green, black with black, green with black. I mean, look, dude, you're Ming, brother. You know, I want to make up your face on Halloween. You would look fucking perfect. Ming.
You don't want to see that. I'm a conqueror.
We'll get you the Vulcan ears. We'll get you the Vulcan ears, and we'll do up your face. That shit'll be badass. Again,
thefacesofmars.com, and when is your show live? Gives the audience your time.
Well, I'm trying to build up the show again. Life is what it is. I'm no Art Bell, and I'm not a funded individual, but it's something that's never going to go away. There's some wanted it to, and some tried to make it to. But it's on, again, on the Mars Reveler. The show's going to exist as long as I exist, and it's those down through time that every show I do makes their reality more relevant. Crazy! Don't ask me to explain it now. TheFacesOfMars.com. But typically Saturday nights starts at 12 Eastern and can go to 3, 4 Eastern. And, you know, do the rest of the time zones. I'm not going to read it all out. But thefacesofmars.com has it. Please hit the big red, white, and blue donate American button. But either way, if you don't, I wouldn't blame you because these times are too tough. That's why we must make our fate. It's time to, you know, to understand the blood of the patriots upon all our heads. And it's going to come time to act. The blood is going to be spilled. We must take this country back, make our fate, and help Elon Musk build those 1,000 big effing rockets for the first ring.
Amen. Hey, Gary, thank you for being the guest on tonight. For all my audience listening in, it's something that I think we all need to start taking more and more into account. Take this stuff serious. With that said, everybody on SoFlo and PSN, peace, compadres.
Motorboat? You play the motorboat?